Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down this super powerful feature in Amazon Bedrock that's really designed to supercharge your AI applications, especially when they need to handle just massive scale.
All right, let's just dive right in with this scenario. It's a situation that, every developer dreams of, but also kind of secretly fears. Your app goes viral, not just a little popular. Overnight the traffic is just exploding. What happens to your backend?
So what happens? Well, that massive, totally unplanned burst of traffic just slams into your service quotas. Your API requests start getting throttled, and for your users, that means timeouts, endless loading spinners, just a really frustrating experience that could kill your app's momentum right as it's taking off.
So you hit this wall. Now what? The big question is, how do you break through it? How do you handle that dream-come-true traffic spike without, frantically having to re-architect your entire application in the middle of a crisis?
And this is where Amazon Bedrock comes in with a seriously clever built-in solution. Think of it like an automatic, intelligent traffic cop for all your AI model requests, designed specifically to handle these huge bursts of demand.
Okay, so what is this thing, really? Well, cross-region inference is a feature that just seamlessly distributes your traffic across a bunch of different AWS regions. It automatically finds where there's available compute capacity to process your requests, which in turn dramatically increases your app's total throughput. Okay, and check this out, because this is where it gets really interesting. This chart just lays it all out for you. Compared to being locked into just one single region, using what's called a geographic profile gives you a pretty significant lift. But enabling a global profile, wow, that unlocks the highest possible throughput by tapping into AWS's entire worldwide infrastructure.
All right, so you've got these options. How do you pick the right route for your traffic? Let's break down the two main routing profiles you can use, geographic and global.
And this slide, it just perfectly shows you the core trade-off you're making. The geographic profile, that keeps your requests within a specific area, like the US or the EU. This is your go-to if you have data residency concerns, because those destination regions are fixed. The global profile, on the other hand, that routes requests to any optimal region, anywhere in the world, for just maximum scale and resilience.
Okay, before we go any further, there are two quick terms we gotta get straight. It'll make everything else make sense. First up, the source region. Super simple. This is just the AWS region where your app is making the API call from. It's your starting point.
And then, of course, you've got the destination region. This is the cool part. This is where Bedrock intelligently sends your request to find available capacity for that model. The whole point is that you don't have to worry about which destination it picks. The service just handles all that routing for you.
Okay, now this is super cool. The routing logic isn't even static, it's dynamic, and it actually changes based on where you are. So for example, if you call the Claude 3 Haiku profile from Ohio, it might route your request to one of 3 different regions. But make that exact same call from Oregon, it only considers 2. It's all optimized for you behind the scenes. All right, so this all sounds amazing in theory, right? But the rubber has to meet the road. Where can you actually use this thing? How do you plug this into what you're already doing without a massive refactor?
And the answer is, well, pretty much everywhere you're already using a foundation model inside Bedrock. Seriously, this isn't some separate tool you have to bolt on. It's a capability you just enable. For on-demand calls, for batch jobs, for agents, knowledge bases, even prompt flows. It is incredibly versatile.
Okay, hold on. Before you run off and just flip the switch on this, there are a few, let's call them rules of the road, that you absolutely need to know about. We got to talk policies, pricing, and how your data gets handled.
And you know what the first question is, right? It's always the same. Okay, what's this going to cost me? What's the extra charge for all this fancy, intelligent, cross-region routing?
Get ready for this? The answer? 0. Zilch. Nada. That's right, there is no additional cost for the routing itself. Your pricing is just calculated based on your source region, exactly like a normal request. That is a massive benefit.
Okay, now let's talk about data, because this is super important to get right. While your data at rest, like in your S3 buckets, it stays put in the source region. But the actual prompts you send and the results you get back, those will travel to a destination region to be processed. The key thing to know, though, is that all of that data in transit is encrypted across Amazon's secure private network.
So to make sure everything just works, you got to do a little pre-flight check on your permissions. First, look at your organization's service control policies, your SCPs, and make sure they don't block any of the potential destination regions.
Then you gotta verify that your user or role IAM policies allow Bedrock actions in those same regions.
And listen up, because if you remember one thing from this whole section, make it this. This is the big one. If even one potential destination region in the profile you're using is blocked by your SCPs, the whole request will fail. It's all or nothing. If you get this wrong, your fancy high availability feature just became a brand new single point of failure.
Which kind of brings us to the big final question, doesn't it? This tool, cross-region inference, it's built to handle that wild, unexpected, global-scale success. So, is the rest of your AI infrastructure ready for it when it arrives?